Hey folks, welcome to another episode of the Action Figure-Atorium. My name is Mark Major and I am shooting in a studio today. Action figures, we're going to be doing this guy, Moses, and we'll make some funny memes where he's looking up at the stars and he says prophetic things that don't make any sense. And that's coming up on an all-new Action Figure-Atorium. Stay with me. All right, back in the studio. Here we are, Portland, Oregon, technically Milwaukee, Oregon. This is the Action Figure-Atorium. Thanks for joining me. My name's Mark. I'll be doing photography today. This show takes place here in the studio. Let me just give you the tour, since it's a great way to figure out if this is the show for you. This is the tabletop psych that I shoot on, with a couple of overheads and some keys and fills. And this is a tabletop shot that I have set up so you can kind of see sort of the action down on the ground. And of course there is also a subject cam. That is, you get to see what the camera sees. And if it is out of focus, you will see that too. And you will also witness the amazing focusing effect. And that is on today's Action Figure-Atorium, where we are going to be doing a little bit of a Moses action figure. He's kind of a, well, let's see here. He's kind of a goofball, sort of just like a generic shepherd. I believe he's got some 10 Commandments, stone tablet. I do have it. It's at home. There's a little bit of goo on him from where either me or someone else tried to just sort of glue in the tablet so they wouldn't just fall out of his hands. Problem is that they fall out of his hands. Okay, they made this thing so that it would look cool in the package, and it's dumb. So we need to do a little bit of cleanup on him. And what I should do is I should find maybe a brush and dust him. Maybe, sorry for stepping off screen there, maybe just a little bit of Windex into a rag is what we need here. So we're going to start off by just kind of cleaning this guy up. It came from probably a thrift store, probably a Goodwill. These are made by Accoutrements. They also, I think they do a Jesus one, and I'm pretty sure they do a cat lady one. And I think I don't have the cat lady, but I think I have all the cats that I've just found. Pretty sure they do like a doctor, a guy in scrubs, and he looks actually just like Archer, that Adult Swim ripoff. That was actually started off pretty good. It was a decent show when it began. Pretty good. And so the little surgeon actually could be an Archer action figure, but you don't see those too often. You don't see a lot of these too often, but you do see them. I think there's a Sigmund Freud one they make. Yeah, they've got some, they sort of make weird action figures for the sake of being weird action figures. And this is one of them. And this is the Moses one. And so we're just going to do a little clean on this guy, because the camera will show dust and grit. This does come out of his hands, but it's pretty well stuck in there, which is all for the best. This guy is not really a keeper. He's kind of a get rid of sort of guy. And we'll see what we can do with him. I have got some backlights on the psych. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a, let's just switch up the shot for a little bit. I think I'm going to put a key light on him. He sits really low, by the way, to the table, and that can't be good. So I almost feel like I need to put him on something and boost him up somehow. But we'll get this light on him, and there's a subject cam shot for you folks. Who doesn't love subject cam? I mean, really. This is the greatness of these sort of low-bit homemade shows, is you can actually find something that's maybe not mainstream enough to demand all the attention, right? Think like Game of Thrones or something, but there might be something that only a few people are in, but they're really into. And this show that you're watching now could be one of those. And if that's the case, you know, help support it in ways that are real simple by just kind of liking it and, you know, tell your friends about it, talk about it. You don't have to like embed links onto websites and stuff and start Reddit posts about the show. But if you like talking about collectibles and action figures and goofing around and having fun, I highly recommend that you do what you can to support this so that we can keep doing more of this stuff. All right. This looks like we're going to put a second key light on this guy. If only I was not such an idiot that I could work the hardware, i.e. the lights. So we're going to come at this guy from essentially two 45-degree angles. Now I would like to point out that I do have, hold on, I do have this light that is back here that is lighting me and essentially kind of the set. Let me sweep around, there's the door, there we are back to the sec. There's me again, which no one cares about in this shot. But I need to throw a little light on the subject, and he should come closer. Because what we want to do is we kind of want to get him so that he's looking up into space. I've looked at this character. He's not that great of a sculpted fig. He needs a little something more. So we're going to throw him on this, it's actually a kind of it's a cool pistol grip that turns into a tripod. Right? And we're going to throw this on it. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to put Moses on some kind of a platform. Alright. And that will angle it down so you can see the oh, look at that, action. Nothing but action, folks. Alright, we are going to need to I'm just going over to the Twitch stream chat to see if there's anybody in the wasteland stopping in to the maker section right now. He sees what's going on, sees that we're doing photography. I'll rotate some shots for folks. This is my cup of water, by the way, for those of you wondering. It's a red Solo cup. You can't tell because we've got MTV black and white. Look at that stunning keyboard. Stunning. Just one description. Let's put this away here. All right, so let's see what our guy is looking at. All right, so I am shooting with the native Panasonic lens on a Panasonic GH3 DSLR, And I am currently looking down at Moses. This is a variable zoom lens that goes from, what's it say here, 14 to 42. So it's essentially, you know, when it's at 14, it's a wide. Clearly, I mean, look, I could put like 5. Here, let's go subject cam for you guys. I could put like 5 of these Moseses next to each other if I wanted to. And then, if you go close in, you know, it becomes kind of this shot. And let me focus it up for you. Hang tight, folks. No need to, you know, don't get all angry. Comes sort of this shot. I have a couple other lenses that I like to use. I am full open on the lens at 5.6. It's a very slow lens. It requires a lot of sort of processing on the camera side of things. But I'll take it to 9. Can you guys see that? And let's take it to 13. So we're just taking it all the way. That's 22. The white doesn't start to become white until about 7.1. And it really starts to pop at 5.6. It actually kind of, I would say in some cases, kind of blows out. Now this guy also has a lot of glare on him, and generally in the past, what I do is I worry about it in Photoshop rather than take a lot of time to flag it. Like right there, I'm just flagging it with my hand. So see the like the little glare stain there as I do this. But look how much darker it gets his beard, and so you have to creatively flag around these lights. Maybe even adjust the light to a 22. Maybe point it off. Maybe back the light up to lessen its potency. There we go, back to studio cam. So I think what I want to do, I love how this guy's like looking up, by the way. It's amazing. So I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to put him on something. He's going to go on something. Something's going to, needs to stand on something. Maybe this box here. I don't know. Sorry if I ruffle the microphone while traveling. All right. So the thing is I feel like I've got one too many lights on. There. Let's see what subject cam looks like. That's pretty good. We need to do a little bit of this. Need to back up. We need to refocus. Oh, not bad. Let's look at the eyes. If you can make eye contact with this guy, then you can fall in love. Is that a quote? It's not really a quote. If it was on a shirt, it would be a quote. All right, so we're just going to kind of get some weird snapshots of this guy. I don't know how long I'm going to spend on this figure and what all we're going to do with him. because he's just kind of like, you know, my thoughts is sort of put a star background behind him and then put some quotes, you know, like one day we'll all be, you know, one day we'll be living in cars. And with this guy like looking up at the sky. So we're just going to take some different shots as far as the angle goes. I think they look better if we're like looking up at him. I may need to get him even higher so I can get me even lower. That makes sense. Also, it is really difficult to physically move the camera real close in on him. You really lose your focus power. All right, so he needs to be a little bit higher. What can we find? What can we find for this guy? There's gonna be tons of crap in this place. Hey, here's a box. This box isn't doing anything. Look at this. See this, folks? All right, now. I don't know how much to the back I need to go. Let us focus up. Remember, if you're doing this, focus the eyes. If you're like wondering, hey, what do I pick? You pick the eyes, okay? So on some of these, remember, like the staff is going to look weird and you know, what you're seeing here is a focus party. It's funny, is on the little screen, you know, it always, you know, definitely know when it's out of focus, but there's times when you think it's in focus and then when you get it on the desktop computer, the workstation, and you're looking at it and you realize like, Alright, so we got a lot of glare on this guy, but I don't care because I'm going to take care of glare in Photoshop. It's really simple to remove that. Also, it lets people know that it's a plastic inanimate object, and so that way it becomes, you know, it's not necessarily about Moses, it's more about like what you can do with an action figure if you find one. So what's happened here is he is now too tall for my camera. Oh, there we go, let's try that. Alright, so I've been doing a bunch of shots of this guy, and I haven't really touched my white balance yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to auto white balance this time. And for ISO, I don't want to go too high because I want to make sure that I can cut the guy's hair out from the background, and so I don't want everything that's kind of white to just become blasted out. So there's nothing wrong with backing down your ISO. I was at 400. I'm going to go to 500 though. And what else can I adjust? Let's see, here's there a way to adjust my exposure. Yes, and I won't touch that. Do I get to adjust shutter speed, or is that only for video on this thing? Do you know? Oh, I just hit something. All right, let's let's cut back to here. Oh, no big deal. All right. Starting over, turning it off, turning it back on. Okay, here's our Moses. It's almost easier to just move the figure, and I'll just relight here in a second. Remember, every time you move something, you gotta reset your lights. People think that you just like set lights up and move stuff all around, and it's like, you know, when you do the kind of lighting that I do, you can get away with that where I'm just washing everything out equally. Okay, ISO is 500. White balance, I'm going to put it on auto. Why am I putting it on auto white balance? Well, because I've been adjusting different white balances each time, and it's based upon me looking at it and deciding what I think is best, and then when I get it into Photoshop, it never seems to be correct. It always seems to be lacking. So we're just going to go with auto just to see what it does. You know, what do I care? I'm down with that. Now I've got it set to this. I could swap lenses if I wanted. The other lenses, you have to be back pretty far. They're long lenses. I've got a 200 and I have an 85. They're both called macros, but all right. So let's get some different angles of this guy. He seems a little. I've got kind of some shadow on him. Maybe we don't need the stick, but I think it really, since he has it, I think it really sells the tune. I don't like that it's out of focus. Let's see, and I don't like that it puts a shadow on him. And so let's go to his beard is what I'm looking at. The beard is all really nice and sort of popping out. But the robes look like they're missing detail. They're not. They're actually really plain. And I'm hoping that I'm just looking at the small screen and then it will somehow make sense. While I'm taking a moment, let's see what's going on in the chat. Chat's being very lively today compared to yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean Friday. All right. We might just try try rotating the camera a little bit off, just a little pivot. You can really see how there's some gray area back here compared to this white area there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move pretty good shots. Or are they? You know, I can also go to, it's going to get a little weird here, folks. Also go to pistol grip mode. And just kind of walk around the subject. Change the lighting up a little bit here. When I scroll through these, I won't know which ones look really good and which ones look terribly, terribly dumb. Alright, so we're unable to focus up at that. And I'm sort of allowing room for his staff. I think I need to go to 6.3, 7.1 maybe. Let me change my ISO. Go to 800. Notice I'm just doing like sort of head and shoulder shots and not full body shots, because he's just got a cool face, and that means you're gonna have to be really close. And what I should do, is some video of him rotating. All right, there's a little bit of crook in there. If this looks like someone you know, leave it in the comments. See, you can't focus up at this close. See, there's the eyes. Let me rack it all the way to the end of the glass. Glass, of course, refers to the lens. There we go. All right, so here we are back on Studio Cam 2. Some say the loneliest studio cam, so I'm not here to start a fight over things like that. So I think what I'm going to do is, since, let me take a look here. I've only been going about a half hour, and let me check out the time. Not that late. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break while I grab the Lazy Susan, and we'll rotate this guy and see if we can't pop off a little video, and then see what happens after that. So I'll be right back. right, I am back. Went and got a delicious breath mint, some water, and now we're going to do a little video of this guy, Moses guy rotating, and for that we're going to slap the camera on a tripod. I know that goes against a lot of what you've seen here today, but it's for the best. I mean, really, this is what people talk about, these moments right now. All right, we've got some tripod action going on, and damn, some stuff in the way on the ground. In case you're wondering what's going on, this is the Action Figure-Atorium. I'm Mark. I'm streaming live, Milwaukee, Oregon. I am filming a Moses action figure on a Lazy Susan. This is the cat. We did some stills. They were mediocre. Everyone agreed. I agreed. And now you're going to agree that we need to do a little video of this guy. And I'm just the person to do it. So, the big question is, how low do I need to get with this tripod? Let's start with that. And zoom in. I may have to go to a different lens. That's okay. I like my other lenses I have. I may just have to push in on him or pull him to me physically. What else to tell you folks, other than, I'm rolling, I'm rolling film right now in an attempt. Hey, here's my little tabletop view for those of you popping in. Seems to be some crap on the table. Let's clear that. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, back to subject cam. There we are. There's our guy. He's a little shiny, of course. He's also way the hell over there. So if we put him right in the center, I'm going to let this run a little bit while I work out some lighting situations. And things like that. This guy is shiny, which I can take care of in Photoshop. It's a lot more difficult in Premiere, i.e. not going to happen. So what you need to do is you need to accept that he's going to be shiny, and you need to just say, like, yeah, I'm doing an action figure and he's all kind of shiny, and make it a thing. So I'm thinking it's time for a different lens. What do you guys think? And this is a good shot. I'm a little worried about the hair blending into the background. I decide I want to green screen it out. I also don't have a quick and easy way to put up a green screen right now. That looks really good. I did one a week ago, and it looked kind of mediocre. I wasn't really happy with the way I lit it, the way it went up. I need to take a day and design a little drop-down curtain. All right, we're going to cut roll on that, and we're going to swap out our lens for a very long lens. And I'm telling folks, the lens is where it is at. All right, so I'm going to throw this on, and take the lens cap off. And we are extremely close, so I'm going to back up. So, this I'm going to use for kind of, I don't want to call it a close-up, but you could think of it as that. Also, I love this lens in that you get to just rock the exposure back and forth. On the other lens, it's digital. And, you know, I like the mechanical world. So I'll just sort of lock this down. Let's see if we can... You guys want to see what the camera's seeing right now? I'll let you in a little secret. A second to so I've got it at 8 something exposure. And I've got this at infinity. Almost able to focus on this guy that close. Almost shoot it with a new phone. All right. Okay. There should be. We're gonna roll tape. We're gonna try and center this guy up. All right. When I say roll tape, I mean roll tape. See if he's centered. What do you guys think? Is this a show or what? This feels like a show. I know what you're thinking. You're like, yeah, I stumbled on this terrible programming because I thought it was religious. It turned out to not be. Well, that's okay. That's okay, folks. This is the Action Figure-Atorium. We are in a studio in Chilwaukee, Oregon. I have a camera that is rolling tape on a biblical action figure, Moses, as it were. He's overlit at the moment and too shiny, which is something I know about, and something that we're going to try a little something different in terms of the exposure. We're going to see if we can take him down a little bit. Let's go to the subject cam. That's up. So that is at my smallest opening. So right there is about where the white starts to pop out of the background. And why can't I get this tripod to not drift? Is it because all the oil leaked out of the head? Somebody needs to help me out with this conundrum. So I don't like the shadow on him from his shepherd staff. So we're gonna throw a backlight, I think, on this dog. And last time I did this, the lamp I was using kind of fell apart when I go, okay. So I've got this guy lit from one side. Man, I'm gonna cross in front because I know you guys want to see studio cam. That's not the studio cam you want to see. There you go, you want to see this there. Full blown people walking around, stumbling, moving lights. Alright, so what if I go full blast on this one, but we back it off to here. And you're thinking, well, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute, there's quite a few studio cams to check out. You're right, there are. There's a lot of them. They're all over the place here. There's our guy, there's our light, me. Hey, what else is going on? This lens, this wide lens, needs to get turned back on and off. So let me see here. Let's go back to exciting cam. I feel like I've killed the glare a lot, but that he needs to be bright to give him that NASA clean look. I don't know. I think this. I don't know. Let me put this up on the screen for you guys. What you think? What do you think of that guy, huh? Is that guy doing it for you? Let's roll tape, shall we? Let's just do a couple of rotations of this cat. All right, throwing some chat back at you. You'll see it 20 seconds from now. I have a slight delay going. You know, it's for people who are into psychedelic music and you like a lot of delay. Still rolling tape on this guy, by the way. I sort of walk around. This is the Action Figure-Atorium. Been streaming for about 45 minutes so far. It's a lot of fun. What are we going to do with this guy? I don't know. We're going to probably try and make some memes. I think maybe just video of him spinning around, some voiceover, people saying wacky things, you know. All right, let's cut tape. No longer rolling. Back in the stewed. I'm going to try and lift this guy up a little bit more. And maybe see if we can get the camera a little lower and tilt up at him. There's some subject cam. Look at that. That's crispy, isn't it? It's a crispy dog, in case you're wondering what's going on. This guy, look at that. Is that not joyous? This is our guy. All right. Exit all that. Let's do a few rotations of this guy. You know, hold on. Let's cut tape on that. Also, I noticed that and let's do some settings. Let's change our white balance. So, cloudy, light bulb. This is how you make things look like Game of Thrones. Let's crank this. Let's crank the white balance up. a little more yellow than that. Maybe I've been setting it too high. Because I tried to go off the ratings of the lights. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You should pick something else. Okay, my ISO. Remember, the brighter you want it, the more grainy it is. Just to get it less grainy, add more light. The more light, the less blurry. Alright, ISO. Shutter speed. Too bright. Too close, man, too close. Alright, I'm going to put this guy. You guys can't see, but I actually have a little sniper thing in my display on the Camaroo. You know, let's see if I can show that. Hold on a second here. The camera's going to drop down. So I've got on the camera, there's a little thing like that, you know what I mean? So, but you don't get to see that. So, sorry. You get to see plenty of this, though. It's high tech. Okay, let's go back to subject cam. I mean, that's cool and everything. Let's be realistic. That's all. And let's fix him. You know, I think I might need like I think I might need to do a green screen Lazy Susan setup so I could shoot down from above. There is a huge shadow from the backlight on him, but I don't think that I'm getting as much shadow from the little shepherd stick. But here we are. So I'm rolling tape. That's what we call this right now. Tape's rolling. Exciting time to be alive, folks. Oops. I'm going to have to start that one afresh. Hold on. Cutting tape. Walked in front of the light for a second. All right. And tape's rolling once again. Moses coming in hot. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing what you can do with nothing. This guy just hanging out, waiting for something cool to happen. Probably not going to happen. This is like filming to the oldies. All right, I don't know how many times he's gone around, but I'm going to cut tape. You know, I can get him to go the other way as well, if you thought that there's a difference. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this lens off. Turn the camera off first. Moving a lens. I like this lens. I'm going to put the native Panasonic lens back on. It's a wide lens. The last lens was a long lens. I think a long lens looks better. I think it's a different kind of shot, though. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Cut back for you guys. And look how far away we are. Push in. I can only get up to there. And who knows if he's in focus or not. none shall pass. I just posted on my Instagram today one of the photos I did from the Monty Python Black Knight photo shoot. It's the Vote the Black Knight for Governor. It's kind of funny. It's not great. Alright, so I've got this guy. This is kind of as close as I can get to this dude with this lens. So you can see what a difference it is. But, you know, since he's here and he's framed up and he's lit, let's roll film. Feels a little dark. Could be wrong about that. I will change it as we're filming. Okay, so that's the frames per second. Or the shutter speed. I just moved. Somehow I'd like to... You know, there's a computer here that sounds like a fan running. And I don't just mean the fan in it. I mean, it actually sounds as loud as a full-size fan. We've been going a minute on this guy spinning, and he's kind of boring. So that's where I'm hoping that the magic of editing will do something with this guy. Let's let this go around a couple more times. And while I'm doing that, I'll do some plugging of things at the end of the show. Of course, you can go to Figure-Atorium on Instagram to check out all the photos and also see when I'm going live. Same thing with the Twitter account, Figure-Atorium. Never post to Twitter. Twitter's, I don't even know if it exists anymore, but let's just say that I do have an account and don't do much with it. I am currently on Twitch right this second, Action Figure-Atorium. And if you miss the Twitch shows, you can catch them again on my YouTube channel. Name of the YouTube channel is like a really long, crazy character. Just made it. I've got about 9 videos or so on there so far. So subscribe and follow that if you can, if you like the show. And you want to see everything. All the videos that I make here will end up on YouTube. And I think we should give you guys one more taste of glory before I shut down today's stream. It was just kind of a slow Monday. Thought we'd do a little something with a Moses character. But I would like to thank everybody who popped in and hope everyone keeps coming back. See you soon.